everybody's waiting for the game to start. I'm pretty sure that players are really feeling the tension here. Don't know what to say about Brand Esports because they look really confident here. Execration, though, they look... for a Leo Ward pick, followed by Nakai because they have been playing that for a lot now. Possibly going to go for Cho here as well. And interesting to note, though, Hayes said at one point he doesn't want to play Cho anymore.
Yeah.
And he was the best Cho player in the Philippines.
Yeah, I think he's actually globally ranked. That's a big surprise. There you go. First ban, last ban for Execration. Gonna be that Cho. Brand Esports has been a team known to do the first pick on the show, and they've been really studied upon here by Execration. Apparently, Kaya gonna be the priority target here, Brand Esports.
Divine Judgment is gonna be a huge factor here going up against Execration. Execration focuses more on the assassin type of compositions like Kagura. We got, well, Gushin was there, but he's no longer there. We might see, oh no, not Aldo, he's banned.
Yep.
We just might see Hanabi there for some reason. I feel it.
I think so too right now, though. Of course, the minutes are going to be locked in. A lot of tanks being locked in already by Execration. Again, a bit of a reminder for everyone. Angela, Aldo, and Leslie are the three permanently banned heroes here, again, pending a fix. So we won't be seeing them for the rest of the tournament. So that's one huge ban threat already removed from the pickings here for all of the teams in the MPL.
And Execration is looking like they want to go for a straight-out all-out brawl here. Minoan Fury plus a Hurricane Dance, that just synergizes well together. Hellcurt and Kagura.
There you go. Yeah, that's kind of expected already. Again, the super late game scale, super split push composition here by Brand Esports. You can already see the averages on the score right there. On the scoreboard speak for themselves. On the bottom of the screen, 4.19 kills. That is a huge amount of average kills for this guy.
Yeah, and Coco has won 2 games while he was on Hellcurt. We've seen that time and time and again. He was focusing on the split pushes, but looking at this, Kimmy makes her comeback here in the MPL.
The early game Kimmy power going to be prioritized here by Execration as well as the Leomord. Again, Coco is a huge Leomord player, taking that away from Brand Esports actually limits their pool quite a bit. Again, Coco, a huge Leomord threat, and I really like that Execration did this. It kind of forces them into this weird pick where they don't know who Coco is going to be picking up, but apparently he's going to be very happy on the Hellcurt. Rebo going to be locking in that claw early on.
They're looking like, Brand Esports is looking like a team that wants to go for fights earlier on just so that Kimmy won't be able to scale up properly. And I think the call for going for Claude and Lolita in order to synergize well with Hellcurt and Kaya and Kagura, I think that was a good call here by Brand Esports. And Execration opting to pick up Harley, though. What do you think about that?
That's a great counter to the early game threat that apparently Brand Esports is showing right here for us. Because earlier I thought Brand was going to go for the late game because of the ban on the Brock, but apparently they are the ones who want to take this earlier on. Picking up the Hellcurt, fast response around the map. Same with the Claw. Early level 4 kills is a really big threat here for this squad. Add that on with basically free support with Yuji on the Kagura. That's just kill threats all around the map for this team.
Execration, they do have some sort of kill threat as well. Zapdo's going to be picking up the Leo Ward. Jeff Beauty Forever on that Kimmy can deal a lot of damage as well. Supported by the Minoan Fury, supported by the Hurricane Dance, they might just be able to catch Brand Esports with their pants down here.
Yeah, and again, Execration looks like they're the huge team fighting team that we already kind of expected from Brand. Execration is usually the team that wants to play early game. The roles have been switched up in this matchup.
And right now it's going to be the matchup between an immovable force and an unstoppable object. Who is going to win here? Execration versus Brand Esports?
That's a big question, man. And we are going to be going into the Game 1 for the Mobile Legends Bang Bang Professional League Season 2 playoffs. Again, big thank you to our elite sponsors, Ayala Malls, and our legendary sponsor, Smart. All of this presented by Moon 2.
What do you think is going to be the scoreline here, though? That's a question.
Scoreline here, I am already expecting, I don't want to give any predictions here, but I'm expecting a 2-1 for Brent Esports. At least a minimum of 2-1 for Brent Esports, but let's go into the match. First game of the day, ladies and gentlemen, Brent Esports versus Execration.
Immediately, we're seeing Execration just teaming up together and making sure that nobody gets picked off earlier on in the game in order to give Brent Esports an advantage here.
Yeah, again, Brent Esports is playing a lot safer than I thought they would. Apparently, the late game clog is what they want to focus on here. Early rotations on the turtle area is what the play here for Brent Esports is going to be.
And Claude here needs to really keep going for the jungle, get the camps as much as possible, farm up in order for him to start being a threat, because with the added bonus of Hellcrit just being present in the map, they can just pressure all the lanes all at the same time, but immediately here...
Yep, again, the turtle's going to be the one, the crab rather, going to be the one to be prioritized here by Brent Esports. They always want to play over that gold advantage. That's been their trademark ever since the first season. They're not slowing that down at any point here in the first match of the game.
Of course, you have to secure the gold in order for you to get item, but immediately, first one by Bakit there. That just changes the landscape here real quick.
Yeah, even the cameraman didn't actually expect that to happen. Neither did I. A bit of a slip up here for Yuji in the mid lane. A lot of this is going to be a huge threat later on. This Alice is going to be very essential. It is central to Diane, to Lord. Other ultimates will have to be compounded with the ultimate from this Alice in order to be effective. And Bakit looks like he's playing very, very aggressive. They want to secure this turtle early on, and they are in a very good position to do so.
They really are. Zapdos caught in a bad spot here.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Almost gets taken out there, but the majority of Brent Esports here are already on level 4. They can go for a fight.
Yep, Brent Esports looking like they're being pinned up against the wall on all sides of the map. This Kimi pick is just paying off dividends here for Execration.
Yeah, Coco has no response over to the top lane right now. We are going to see a turtle take here with Brent Esports contesting this from Execration. Slowly but surely, they're trying to figure out how to take this. They're just dwindling down the HP of the turtle here. In the middle of last being charged up. Oh! And that's getting forever, and he's going to go down. Yuji gets the first kill in that engagement. Lord is trying something. He does have the Middle of Fury. Not just pop just yet. And Brent Esports is going to be forced to fall back.
Of course, Brent Esports is still going to go back for the counter engage. Coco is in great position to free it. Coco gets one. Can he get more? He goes back in. And Zapdo is actually in the wings. He's trying to get his hands in the Revo. Can he do it? I don't think so. He doesn't know he gets it. Oh my god, that's a beautiful gameplay there for Expiration. But their HP bars are actually getting whittled down very, very quickly.
That was a good engagement by Brent Esports, but Execration just managed to do well. Instead of just giving up their lives, they just decided to delay as much as possible, go back, and just try to pick off somebody. That's what Zapdo did. And then tied up the scoreline, nobody in a significant lead at this point.
Yeah, and that's an Execration trademark. Go for the very risky play just to get some amount of gold into your pockets. And they paid off dividends for them in that team fight, barely keeping up with the gold though for Brent Esports.
We're going to have to figure out who's going to be getting the turtle first, because with the latest adjustment with having 3 turtles in the game, that might just change the tide of battles here. Teams are going to have to focus on objectives here, but speaking of objectives, top lane looks like it's going to be contested by Execration. Instead, it's going to be the turtles.
Yep, a lot more priority here being given by Execration though. Kase is still in the wings, waiting for a huge moment to go for the Newman Blast, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. He gets locked down against the wall!
And Revo is down from the count. Middle of Fury gets connected onto Yuji and Pain, and they're going to have to fall back here. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, Zapdo goes for Coco, and that is beat there by Coco. He's going left and right. Everybody's going up with his man.
He's playing around in the bottom lane against Zapdo. The rest of Execration though, they're trying to go for the backup DN. Just way too late to the party. 4 members being allotted by Brent Esports. On the top lane though gets pushed out.
Look at that micro outplay by Coco. It was really just there. Zapdo had no answers whatsoever. That was just masterful, but meanwhile, that's already a top turret going down.
Yeah, that's the power of the Kimi pick. Early taking down of the turrets is just so easy for the team that has the Kimmy. And that's the reason why this is going to get picked a lot more in this tournament. That's what I predict, at least.
Yeah, this is already going to be a very interesting tournament. A lot more open-ended choices. Nobody is going to just go for the meta. Everybody needs to go for the off-meta picks in order for them to have the upper hand.
Again, Kimmy is one of those big off-meta picks that we have to watch out for, and that is showing. Execration is showing why that is going to be the case here. So much damage output, especially if you can protect it for a long period of time, which is exactly what Execration is doing right now.
Kimmy really does start to hurt. I don't know if Claude would be able to keep up with the scaling that Kimmy has in this game alone, but we'll find out as time goes by. We are already in the mid-game stage of the game. Bottom turn is going to fall down here by Execration, and I think there's going to be a retaliation. Down pounder onto Pain. That hurricane that's going to connect to him. Dark Nightfall is going to be connected. Pain is going to go down. No,
that's a huge no-mill blast with a follow-up on the and overturn. Is going to be way too late though. Reload though. He's wreaking havoc right now on the front line of Execration in the end. He's going to be picked up to Hayes. And then Yuji is here for the follow-up on the Lord. Here's Jeff getting forever though. He's trying to go in for a little bit of backup. It's going to be enough to stop Brett Esports on their track. But that gold lead right now for Execration, I did not expect this.
That's a 1,000 gold lead that we did not expect happening at all. We've never seen that happen during the regular season, and this is the first time I think we are seeing it in the game.
Oh my God, Jeff Fury gets taken out right off the bat. And then, you know what, Fury going to be stopped right there by Brent Esports. It is time to go on macro mode. Brent Esports prioritizing the turtle, getting that buff, adds up so much damage to the attacks. And of course, that will be stopped right here by Hayes, though. They get read by like a book. Secured will be going over to Brent Esports.
Nian is actually forced to use a Hurricane Dance. That is going to be at the cost of their turret. Sure, they do get one out of that engagement, but they're losing this engagement over the middle lane. Ben is just getting erased.
What was that? That was such a weird placement for this Alice in that stage of the game where he cannot really get out. And Pain is on the Kaya. He is controlling the tempo of this game right now. And Coco getting so much free farm on the bottom side of the map as well. Execration is not in any position to answer this.
We're seeing a huge rotation from Execration, though. They're going to try to defend this. Kaya, I haven't seen good Divine Judgment just yet. Fantasy is going to be called here. And I think they're just going to distract them from pushing any further.
Yep, again, here is the signature Brand Esports. Where do they get this goal around the map? They are getting pushed back over and over again, but they still manage to get a lead. That is just out of pure rotation. Apparently, they are showing that off right here as well.
And that is how they work. Brand Esports focuses more on the rotations in order to for them to get the objectives, get kills, and get objectives. And that is really a trademark that other teams should start incorporating into their playstyle.
Yeah, they've been given a whole season. They've been given the whole of Season 1 as well to study that up. Apparently, Brand Esports is still the master of the craft, no matter how much the other teams try to emulate it. It is just from the masters themselves that they are able to execute it as beautifully as this.
It's paying off for them immediately. Things are looking really bleak here for Execration. Sure, they got a turret advantage, but is it really counting towards the win, though? It doesn't look like it.
That's the point right now. They picked the Kimmy because they wanted to get the early game advantage. And where is it right now? This Kimmy is starting to look a lot more softer as this game is progressing. Because as they are starting to get a lot more sturdier, they can withstand the Kimmy Blast. They can dive on him a lot easier. And I think that's a power of the composition right here. And I think that's something that we're gonna have to watch out for, because Brand Esports, they look like they're gonna start their steamrolling session.
Once that is gonna happen, we might see a road roller here. You know, let's compare these two marksmen here. We got Claude, we got Kimmy. Claude is scaling really better at, you know, as soon as we reach the late game stage, we're already at a late game stage, and they're starting to not have any answers at all when he comes in.
Yeah, because I think Coco showed us earlier just why Claude is so much better in the late game compared to Kimmy in terms of being a marksman. Because of the mobility, because of how well he can reposition himself when he's put in a very bad spot in a team fight. And I think that is just the innate advantage of having Claude in your composition.
Yeah, and the only real answer that they have for the slipperiness that Claude is, they just have to rely on the Minoan Fury by law. They just have to rely on the Hurricane Dance, and they do need those for big team fights. They can't focus those just on Coco alone.
Yeah, and again, Coco is going to be such a huge tool here for Ren Esports later on. I think Pain that's the number one priority here for Pain. For the meantime, though, again, he's going to get kicked off. Coco going to have to try to dodge it out. He's going to hold in the face of Execration instead. What dodge are you talking about? He's going hard on the Zapdos. He gets taken out. Remo is on the killing spree. Hayes is just blocking everything that Jeff Cutie Forever can throw out. And Ren Esports is looking so on form right now.
Right now, they're going to be converting it into a Lord take, and it's really, really bleak for Execration here. That was a bad engagement. It was nice to go for the Minoan Fury, but there were no follow-ups from Ben or Jeff Cutie Forever at all.
That's exactly what I was looking for earlier. I mean, Coco was so exposed in that bottom, in that very tight corridor. So I was a bit waiting for Execration to pull the trigger on that. Maybe a bit of hesitation cost them so much gold in that exchange.
And right now, they're already nearing knocking at the doors of Execration here. The tier 2 turrets are going to go down. Look at the experience difference there.
That is huge. That is a huge swing. Like, once Ren had...
Zapdos has Rebo, but that Dark Knight Falls is going to be triggered. Rebo goes for the blink and manages to escape, and wow, that's just really masterful.
That is, again, masterful use of the Hellcurt. And again, showed us by Rebo. Zapdos gonna get taken out right off the bat, just like that. Picked off in no man's land. And I think that is a huge mistake here. And Zapdos trying to overextend when the rest of his team is just safely snuggled inside base. And this is looking like the end here for Execration. They're getting boxed in all throughout their base, and it's going to be very difficult for them to find a way out.
And Lard just needs to make sure that his Minoan Fury connects to a lot of people and make sure that the rest of his team is going to follow through with it. That's the only way that it can come back here. Possibly go for a split push, try to distract Ren Esports from pushing in. But that is realistically the only way Execration can do this.
Exactly, in Execration, they're waiting for that window. They're looking for that window. It is starting to look lower, smaller and smaller. Coco in the middle of the fight. He is so brave right now. Fighting off. Turret goes down the mid lane as well. Zapdos is taken out. Kimmy is the last remaining hope. Jeff Cutie Forever. He's trying to push off the minions as best as he can. But Remo, he has the plan.
Forever and Lord. Bakit is going to be taken off guard here. And they're doing all they can, and they're actually able to defend this as much as they can, but they don't have enough firepower here. Diving into 4 people, that is not a wise decision there. Resurrect being popped there onto Pain Execration. Whoa! Almost wiped there. Lord just doing what he can to defend this. For now, he's defending the aggression, but as soon as the minions pour in, it's going to be game over.
Yeah, 13 minutes in, all of the inhibitor turrets are already destroyed. Yuji's on the mega kill. Coco again in the middle of the fight. He is unstoppable in this one. And Zapdos, he's trying to make something happen for his team, because that's not going to happen anytime soon. Game 1 goes over to Ren Esports.
And that was masterful. I mean, looking at how the gameplay went, Execration had the upper hand, but as soon as he slipped up over there at the bottom lane, that's when Ren Esports just took advantage of it and just rolled with it without any problems whatsoever.
Yeah, that was actually very masterful execution here for Ren Esports, showing us that the early game doesn't affect them that much. I mean, Ren Esports is being known to have been the ones who have been given the early game a lot in the regular season, and whenever they get the early game, they steamroll. In this match, it didn't matter that they didn't get the early game, as long as they could get their win condition fulfilled. And their win condition in this match, namely Coco on the Claude.
Coco on the Claude and just move towards the late game. That's where Claude truly shines, and that is exactly what happened. I'm expecting a bit of an adjustment here for Execration. Make sure that they pick up any heroes that would actually scale well in the early, mid, and late game stage of the game.
Yeah, and something that we didn't actually discuss there, the picking. earlier the Lolita pick was just so big. It fought against the Kemi in so many of those fights. That bulwark is actually such a huge tool that has been used so proficiently by Hayes. And you can see that in the later stages of the game. When the chaos kind of died down and everyone knew where everyone was, Hayes was able to block off all the Kimmy threats in the fights.
And of course, Kimmy is just strafing left and right. That's where her primary damage is at. And they just completely negated that, just like what she said. A huge adjustment is what needed here. For esports, they can just go for their comfort picks by all means, and they will still win. Even if you give them off-meta picks, they'd still win.
Yeah, and that's the argument there for a lot of the analysts here in the MPL. Like, what are the actual comfort picks here for Ren Esports? I feel like even if they pick any hero that we have never seen them play, they feel so comfortable on it. They can actually execute so well and adjust the rest of the draft to fit that pick. That they were the first team to bring out the Nestas here in the regular season in a professional match. So it's really hard for, if I were the drafter for Execration, it would be so hard for me to actually know who to ban out, except for the really popular picks like Cho, like the Grok that we saw earlier, right?
Yeah, and I mean, let's also take into consideration that they're not afraid facing off against the newer OP heroes out there.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave away Harith during the regular season.
Yeah.
That was something.
So the pickings is where we're gonna have to really start the battle, because I think the real battle in this coming fight is gonna be in the draft. Because I feel like Execration was read out there by Red Esports. I know on paper Execration had a great draft, getting the Kimmy, getting a great early game, getting the Akai as well. But you know what? The adjustment for Red Esports was just on point. I'm actually looking forward to seeing Red Esports have a hard time, but apparently once they hit the late game win condition, which is Coco's Claude, playing around the Leomord Zabnu all throughout that game, they were unstoppable.
I feel like that is gonna be the main point here. How will the teams here find the win condition for Bren Esports and take that away from them? Because I feel like Bren Esports can play early, mid, and late game. They can finish it as fast as they want, and they can let it drag as long as they want as well. And
doing that against a team like Execration, who is just so mechanically gifted. Like everyone else that Execration has fought against has had such a hard time. So, again, doing that against any picks that Execration has is going to be so crucial. I feel like we're going to need a lot more than just regular meta picks here, just to win. If I was planning the Execration draft.
Yeah, I mean, Execration has the obvious picks that they really want to go for. Kago, Akaya. We might as well go for Harley, Leomord, and Thamas. Those are like the top 5 heroes that they always pick. If they can come up with something like get a Hayabusa in the mix, get an Aurora.
Yeah, I mean, go for broke. Because at this point, going to the lower bracket is, again, very brutal. Neither Bren nor Execration wants that to happen, obviously, for obvious reasons, right? But it's a lot heavier on Execration, because I feel like Execration will have a harder time because the Bren destroyers, as we say, are on the lower bracket. For Bren, I think if they fall in the lower bracket, it's a lot easier for them to climb up. And Execration, they have a lot riding on this next game, so I would definitely risk it. I would throw everything.
Well, we'll see if Execration will be throwing everything at Bren Esports' way here. We'll be coming back after a short break, and when we come back, Game 2 is up here for the Mobile Legends Bang Bang Professional League Season 2 playoffs. Stay tuned.
When you gaze into the abyss, the abyss is vanished. Is the will of the abyss. warrior tonight. Do you think,
Find the abyss and face the fate. A body tempered in flames. Find the abyss.
unstoppable!
Find the abyss.
An enemy has been slain. Legendary!
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Fists are unflinching!
You have slain an enemy! Legendary! Double kill! Legendary! Legendary! Legendary!
And we are back. This is the Mobile Legends Bang Bang Professional League Season 2. Playoffs, Road to the Nationals. And I'm Rockhard.
And I am Nomad. Game 2 is coming up in a bit, and this is all or nothing for Execration if they want to force it into a Game 3.
Yeah, I would love it if I saw Game 3, definitely, because I want to see Brent Esports really struggle to get this win. Because they have been, they definitely look unbeatable at this point, right? The amount of pressure that Brent Esports always output is... It just kind of makes games a lot faster. That game was actually quite long. It ran for like 13 minutes, but at the same time, that was Brent Esports playing from a deficit in the earlier stages of the game. So I don't know where all this gold is keeps getting generated here for Brent Esports. I just know they're attributing it to a huge macro play, which they always do anyway. So
Yeah, every time they go for rotations, if they can't go for a kill, they're going to go for objectives. They're going to get the turtle, they're going to get turrets, and that's just how they are able to generate a lot of income. And Execration has been lacking on that or the lack thereof of any rotations that secure objectives, because they're only focusing on kills. Sure, they got the early couple of turns in the top lane earlier on with Kimmy, but that doesn't amount to anything because they weren't able to scale relatively well compared to Brent Esports.
again, Kimmy was great in the early game where Brent Esports was having a hard time finding where Kimmy was going to push next. Because there was just so many turrets that this Kimmy was going to go for. Execration used Kimmy as basically a battering ram to take out the early game turrets. But when Coco was a lot more confident on this Claude, he had a lot more itemization already, and he was ready to go around the map. It was easy for them to do counter plays, counter pushes against this Kimmy, and that's a huge reason why Execration's composition failed in the later parts of the game.
Yeah, I'm really, if only Aldo was here, they might have had a hard time, or if they were able to get Helkert, if they were able to get Helkert instead of Brent Esports, that might have changed the tide here.
Yeah, that would have allowed them to go on a hunt against threats like a Kimmy, where they could just dive on a Kimmy, silence him, make sure he can't get away, and then take him out before he can do all of the damage that he was doing earlier on. So, again, I feel like Brent Esports knows how to play against the Kimmy picks, and picks like these are actually quite easy for them to read.
Yeah, easily read like an open book. I mean, if I'm going to ask you, what type of adjustment does Execration need to do here in terms of picking?
I feel like we should go right into comfort. Get Lancelot, get those Hellcurts into your pocket. That's what you've been playing with for the past season, and you have been experiencing a lot of victories on it. I mean, I know you don't pick the exact picks, but you know what? Try to make some adjustments. Get the Kaya, get the Cho. Denial picks is going to be very big as well for Brand Esports. And maybe, just maybe, through sheer aggression, which is the gameplay, the game plan here, for a lot of the execution battles that we have seen, they might come out on top.
I mean, look at this, Jeff Cutie Forever. 4-1 of that Leo Mord will really favor them really well. If he gets his hand on him, on Leo Mord, followed by a Hellcurt onto Zapdos, potentially a Lancelot, that might change the tide. And,
Yep.
Let's also look into the supports here. They might just go for the typical Cho-Kai combo, just completely deny that. But that's going to leave Grok towards Brand Esports. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Grok is not that big of of a priority here for execution, which is, I think, a huge mistake. I think what we're gonna have to do is get Jeff Cutie Forever into a super scaling hero instead. Because putting the Leomord onto Zapnu is actually something he's not super comfortable in. Zapnu is bigger, he performs a lot better when he's put into these huge burst assassins that we have seen in the past. Jeff is a lot better when he goes on Leomord, as you saw on the slide earlier, as well as the Claude. He just goes onto the off lane, or like the super farther lane from the turtle, and he just grinds. He gets all of the gold from that lane, and then joins the team fights later on, which is, I think, what we saw earlier as well from Red Esports, picking up the Claude on Coco.
And that was just going to be it. And immediately, right off the bat, we're going to go into the draft. Gushing and Star is going to be picked up here, and then Grok is going to be banned as well.
That's right. Again, Grok is going to be, I don't know why Brent is consistently trying to remove the Grok from the pickings, but I can actually see why. The early game, the lack of the Grok makes it hard for Execration to actually make a huge early game power pick. Check out the Mincetar ban and the Kimmy ban here. What meta are we playing in? This leaves Harif open for Execration. We have seen this before. Brent baited this out against Signal Ultra, and they are doing it again on Execration. Harif for the first pick.
Man, they're hovering over Harith as well. I think they're thinking, hey, is Brent baiting us into something? Because for some reason, Brent Esports went on and banned Kimmy. I think they're afraid of Kimmy at this point, and they really don't want to give that early game advantage. This Harith, though, is going to be locked in by Execration in the playoffs.
Let's do it. Execration. They know Brent is probably baiting them out. But wow, they just go ahead and went for it. What kind of confidence you have to pick up? You, my God, let's go Yelly Haze again on the show. What more could you ask for? This is a huge mistake.
This is a huge mistake, but there is a thing where Rebo sometimes goes for the Cho. So whoever picks up the Cho, regardless, will be putting up a show here because Kaya is at their side.
I'm pretty sure, and again, look at this already. Oh my God, Kaya on Pain. You saw what it did earlier. It looked passive, but all it was doing was protecting Coco all around.